BAPS Swāminārāyan Sampradaya. It's a spiritual lineage. Based on a modern avatar from the 19th century, known as Swāminārāyan. This is a spiritual text on bhakti with a very practically minded attitude towards moksha, liberation. The current president of the BAPS Swāminārāyan is one whom I've had the honor of emailing to and in return receiving the blessings of. That is Mahant Swami Maharaj. I believe yesterday I incorrectly said that I got the blessings of the previous president, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, whom I have conflated. However, Sky Guardian has reminded me that actually the Pramukh Swami Maharaj has left his body, and now this book is technically out of date, and Mahant Swami Maharaj is the current president. On the night of Magshar Sudhi 5, Samvat 1876, was sitting in Dada Khajar's Dabar in Gadhadā. He was dressed entirely in white clothes. At that time, an assembly of sadhus, as well as devotees from various places, had gathered before him. Thereupon, Maya Ram Bhatt asked Shriji Maharaj, "Maharaj, please describe the characteristics of the highest, intermediate, and lowest levels of Vairagya." This is a Sanskrit word referring to dispassion, usually in relation to the world. Shriji Maharaj explained, "A person who has the highest level of Vairagya engages in worldly activities either by God's command or as a consequence of his prarabdha karmas. But, like King Janak, he is not affected by those activities. He may indulge in the most alluring of the panch vishais, that is, sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and touch, attained as a consequence of his own it's a difficult word, prarabdha. But he does so dejectedly and with total indifference towards them. Those vishais are unable to entice him. Thus, his renunciation remains undiminished. He invariably views those vishais as flawed and treats them like enemies. That is to say, even someone of enlightened personage experiences many sense gratifications, the beautiful aroma of a flower, the delicious taste of food, the nice silk of the sheet that they wear. There are many experiences of the senses that are going to still feel good for one with even high Vairagya. The difference is that they're not attached to them, meaning that if they were taken away, there is no upset. They don't start crying, "Where did my delicious Subway sandwich go? I was so looking forward to the other half. Now I am depressed." They know that only the Supreme Source is fully satisfying. Moreover, they constantly remain in contact with sadhus and the sacred scriptures, surrounded by spiritual accompaniment, and remains in the service of God, seeking to satisfy the divinity within you. Even if one were to encounter adverse places, times, company, etc., their understanding would not diminish. Such a person is said to possess the highest level of Vairagya, dispassion. A person who has an intermediate level of Vairagya also indulges in the best of the Panch Vishais and remains unattracted to them. But if one were to encounter adverse places, times, company, etc., they would become attached to those Vishais. Consequently, their level of Vairagya would diminish. Such a person is said to possess an intermediate level of Vairagya. So, when times are going well, they might not feel the need to engage their senses in gratification. But then the moment that something goes unwell, oh well, I might as well eat the rest of that ice cream. Maybe one cigarette wouldn't hurt. I mean, hey, I've had a bad day. I could use one. Before, they were perfectly dispassionate with these things, but then when adversity comes, they go back to gratifying their senses. As for a person who has the lowest level of Vairagya, if one were to encounter ordinary or even inferior Vishais, sensory experiences, they may indulge in them, but they would not become bound by them. However, if one were to encounter and indulge in appealing Vishais, they would become bound by them. Such a person is said to possess the lowest level of Vairagya. That is to say, someone with just a little bit of dispassion. They're not so big on small, gratifying experiences, but when they pass by the most delicious sweet shop and they see the double chocolate chip muffin in the window, now that's an experience I can't pass on. And so they go for that. It's a good place to stop. The 3 different levels of Vairagya, dispassion. And the highest level, they are completely, they could be even absorbed in some sense gratification. But if it were taken away from them, they wouldn't even notice, because their awareness is firmly situated in the ultimate bliss giver, that is God. And the intermediate level, they also have dispassion towards sense gratification. Until something goes wrong, then they feel like they need to. And in the lowest level of Vairagya, we are able to deny the small pleasures, but still hanker after the big ones.